Hi everyone, welcome to your October 2016 love readings. If you enjoyed love readings, make sure that you watch my general love readings posted every Wednesday. And if you would like a personal reading, I will leave a link down below. Enjoy your reading and have a great October. Hi Leo, welcome to your love reading for October 2016. I've already shuffled the decks, but before I show you the reading, before we start, I want to show you something about these decks. I've already shuffled them, but I want to show you the cards that are at the bottom of the deck, because for some reason I felt curious and I turned the deck over and I was kind of surprised at what I saw, considering that these are two completely different decks. So you have Justice over here and you have Justice over here. So I thought this was really interesting that I shuffled these decks really well and you end up with the same message on the bottom of the deck. Of course, we'll see if these cards show up again. This happened for the sign of Libra in September. If you go back and watch that video at the beginning of the reading, I just felt like showing them. They weren't even the same card. It was like the Hermit and the Four of Swords, and they both showed up in the reading. But I thought this was interesting. So Justice, it might mean that something's out of balance in your love life, especially like this depiction right here. This angel looks like they're in an uncomfortable position. Like, to me, the Justice card sometimes represents like somebody's being the underdog. And this depiction right here, this angel looks like she's getting ready to fight somebody. Standing up to somebody. So it could be that you're being the underdog, you're being mistreated by someone. You might actually be receiving an apology, or you might be working on kind of balancing out your relationship to where you're getting the respect that you deserve. Okay, so let me turn them over again. This is going to be for confirmation, so we're going to get to this in a minute. And I'm going to pull 9 cards from this deck. Let me just kind of shuffle them around, so if this card wants to come up, it will have its chance. Don't want to leave it at the bottom of the deck with that big synchronicity. Okay, so the first card is Six of Wands. Page of Wands, Justice, Queen of Swords, Three of Coins, Page of Coins, Queen of Cups, King of Wands, and the Magician. At the bottom of the deck, as the main energy around your love life, you have the Six of Coins. So to me, the Six of Coins represents getting what you deserve, which is ironic because of that synchronicity with the Justice card, and then Justice showed up here again in your reading. So obviously this is an important message for you. And once again, the Six of Coins, to me, it represents getting what you deserve, kind of reaping what you sow. It also represents generosity and receiving, kind of receiving from the universe, happiness. Since this is love, a love reading, you are receiving the love that you have been looking for. It's your time to receive. But let's take it one card at a time. So you start off with the Six of Wands. So this is the victory card. So I feel like coming into the month, I feel like you're determined to kind of like beat the odds. It could be that there was a major challenge for you in the month of September. The Six of Wands comes up when you really kind of have to do your best to succeed. This is a hard-earned victory. And if you look at the card, we see kind of three men kind of like, it looks like they're kind of preparing for battle, but the Six of Wands means that you beat the odds and you succeed in whatever it is that's challenging you. So you have this next to the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, this can also be, communication. So this could be good news. It could be that you've been kind of hoping to hear from someone, One thing that's coming up, you might be kind of hoping to hear from someone from the past. Remember that when justice came up for you, I felt like some of you might be receiving an apology. So again, you know, it could be that you're getting what you deserve, and what you deserve is an apology from someone from the past, which of course this would be a victory for you. So the Page of Wands could be, you know, communication, exciting communication. It could be the apology that I talked about. But the Page of Wands, you know, this is kind of like very fiery energy. Obviously, you are a fire sign, and I do see you down here in the King of Wands. The Page of Wands is kind of, you know, adventurous energy, moving outside of your comfort zone energy. So I feel like when it comes to love, you can't really hide. It's not a good time to kind of hide and kind of lay low. Not for you. Because you start off with this amazing energy of the Six of Wands. So and then of course the synchronicity with the Justice cards. Anything that, you know, had been opposing your relationships, opposing love, or maybe you've been feeling pessimistic about your love life if you're single. This is telling you to, you know, put yourself out there. We see this person, you know, in the middle of this kind of road, this path. And I feel like you need to kind of be, if you're looking for love, you need to make sure you're crossing paths with someone who can be your life partner. Or then, you know, your next romantic interest. This is you kind of, again, being optimistic, motivated, and moving outside your comfort zone. But again, this could also be good news for those who have been hoping to hear from someone, or something, you know, really exciting. It could be someone new that you meet. You know, a new connection that proves to be something, you know, very different for you, but very exciting. And, you know, here it is. Justice. A major arcana. And, you know, seeing it next to the Page of Wands, you know, I feel like that, you know, the Page of Wands, I feel like it's communication. I just keep getting that message. Communication. For some of you, yes, it is some type of, like, apology that you deserve. Somebody from the past. Maybe someone who did not treat you very well. And I feel like, you know, whatever this is, this could be someone who, yes, maybe they do come back into your life to stay. That's one thing that's coming up. It's hard to tell because it's a general reading and like thousands of people watch this video. I feel like for some of you, it is someone that maybe comes back and apologizes for the way they treated you, and maybe there's a second chance if you forgive them to work things out. But it could be that for some of you, you run into someone from the past, an old flame that did not treat you well. They apologize. And, you know, this is the victory that you have been waiting for. And this allows you to move on to finding your next partner. So I feel like some of you, like, you forgive, and maybe you get back together with this person. And for some of you, you just, like, you needed that apology. Or maybe you needed that explanation about why things happened or why things ended. And you finally feel at peace and you feel like you can move on. Okay, so the next card is the Queen of Swords. So for some of you, this can be someone who's an air sign, male or female. To me, the Queen of Swords, it represents sometimes, like, you know, being objective, seeing the truth in a situation. I mean, seeing this next to the Three of Coins, this is a card of, you know, receiving. Again, very similar to this energy of the Six of Coins. Here you deserve something. Here you worked really hard for something. I feel like you need to be honest with yourself here. Especially for those who are coupled. You need to be honest with yourself. Are you getting what you deserve from your partner? And in order to really kind of see the truth, you may have to, like, you know, be really objective. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Because when it comes to your love life, you know, it's hard to kind of think clearly because your emotions get in the way. This Queen of Swords is, you know, she's kind of like an icy queen. She deals with logic and cold hard facts instead of with emotions in order to kind of see the truth. So I feel like you need to see the truth about something. And for some of you, this is probably why the Justice card came up twice. Like, you're not, something is just not fair to you. You have the Three of Coins telling me that you've worked really hard. Since this is a love reading, what you probably have worked really hard for is, for some of you, maybe those who are single, you've worked hard to find, you know, a partner. You've looked everywhere. Maybe you've dated different kinds of people. It just tells me that you've tried. You've done everything that you possibly can. For those who are already coupled, again, I feel like this is tied in with the Queen of Swords. I feel like you've tried your best to please somebody. You've tried your best to make everything work. You've compromised. You've pulled out all the stops to maybe keep a relationship. But the Queen of Swords is saying to be objective. I mean, so it's good to compromise and maybe point, certain things out to your partner and be the one to do, to point things out so that you can heal. But it just seems like something could be out of balance where you may be kind of doing all the work and it's not fair to you. Again, just kind of see the truth of why this Justice card is here for you, because I feel like this is really important with that weird synchronicity at the beginning of the reading. And again, the Page of Coins, to me, the Page of Coins, yes, it could represent communication. And it could be, like I said, two pages here, that some of you, receive a phone call, communication, with some type of apology about why something happened in the past. But the Page of Coins, it also represents knowledge and looking at things very carefully. And I think this is really important with this Queen of Swords. Very important that you see the truth and don't miss any details. Don't miss anything that that you need to see, because especially when you're dealing with your love life, you can get really emotional. I feel like this, these three cards, this is exactly the way that I pulled them. This is the truth. This is you, everything that you've done, all the hard effort that you've done, and this is you looking at things very, very clearly. So for some of you, you may need to question, like, everything that I'm doing or everything that I've done. What you're questioning here, the truth is, is this helping? Is my partner in any way compromising, as far as like helping this relationship? Do they really want to make things work? I feel like some of you will be questioning everything that you've done, whatever that means to you. Like I said, it could be compromising. It could be that you're the one that's been, changing and to accommodate your partner. I feel like here you finally, I need to really think about things carefully and I need to see the truth. And you may be questioning your partner, or you just may be, again, this energy of the Queen of Swords, these are so similar. You're finally kind of, digging for the truth as far as is this worth it? Am I getting what I deserve? Because October is all about you receiving. Now down here, interesting enough, you have another Queen. But this is the Queen of Cups, so this could be someone who's a water sign, male or female. But the Queen of Cups, this represents kind of very loving, nurturing, intuitive energy. And I kind of, when I tune into this, I feel like you really kind of, you need this loving energy. It's next to you. I see the King of Wands here. Obviously, I feel like this is you. I feel like you need this, love and affection. Obviously, Leo has a huge heart. Very kind of loving and affectionate sign. I don't know. And I feel like somebody may have been kind of taking advantage of you. This could have been in the past. This could be the person that apologizes to you. Or it could be your current partner. I feel like here you need some nurturing. You need some healing. You could use a good friend. And just kind of tuning into this card, this is kind of putting yourself first. The King of Wands is about leadership. This is about inner fire, motivation. So, has somebody been kind of diminishing your inner light? Squashing your self-confidence, because Leo is a very self-confident sign. Has someone been kind of, like I said, kind of killing your inner fire? In some way, kind of diminishing your self-worth. I feel like you need to look at this. Make sure that you're getting, again, what you deserve. And then you have this energy here. And this is the Magician. So the Magician is just kind of telling you, or it's screaming at you because it's a major arcana, that you're creating your own reality. So obviously this whole reading has kind of been screaming at, something kind of being a little bit off. Like, you've been wronged in some way, or You deserve an apology. You've been compromising too much. Something's out of balance. The Magician is telling you, especially important is that it's next to the King of Wands. Like I said, basically this is leadership. This is you putting yourself first. And this is you kind of saying, you know, I'm creating my own reality. So if there's something that's going on that's not right for you, you're not getting what you deserve. If you're not saying anything or not doing anything, then basically like you're allowing it. The Magician is creating his own magic. And that magic can be good or it can be bad. Either way, you're creating all the events around you. So you may need to put yourself first, again, to get that loving energy from the Queen of Cups. Okay, so let me pull some confirmation cards for you to see what else comes out for you. Additional confirmation for the sign of Leo for October. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards. Ace of Cups, Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Wands, so a repeating card. It's always important, like, and a big synchronicity and sign for you when a card that is already over here shows up in one of these cards that I pull, and it came up over here. I mean, you have the Page of Wands here, and it's over here. And like I said, I feel like for some of you, the Page of Wands is like the communication you had been hoping to hear. I keep getting like an apology, like somebody finally sets the record straight and tells you, you know, why they broke up with you, or what really happened, or what was really going on in their life. I feel like somebody is explains something, and I feel like this is a game changer for you. And some of you, yes, you take this person back. You have the Ace of Cups here, like you're willing and you're ready to forgive and start over. And I feel like for others, it's just like this is like the closure that you needed. The Page of Wands is, you know, it's good news. It also leads to change and excitement. So for some of you, getting that apology and setting the record straight, it gives you the motivation to kind of change direction and, you know, put yourself out there again and begin looking for a different partner. But you also, you know, let's look at these cards. You have the Ace of Cups. So this represents either your existing relationship being rekindled, or for those who are single, you know, a new love coming into your life. And like I said, with these 2 pages here, I feel like this is really important as the Justice card showing up at least one time here. I feel like, you know, for, like I said, for those of you that you receive that communication you've been hoping for, this could be that you rekindle that relationship. That's the message of the Ace of Cups. You know, love is rekindled. You start over. For those who, you know, you just needed that closure, this is a new love coming into your life. This is, you know, someone completely, you know, new. Someone that you fall in love with. And then you have the Knight of Wands. So yes, you know, this could be you, but I generally don't read the Knights as court cards, just as the energy. And I feel like, again, I mean, tying this in with the Page of Wands, this is exactly what I was saying, that, you know, communication in some way, like this frees you. The Knight of Wands is like this fiery, restless energy of like, yes, I'm really kind of like motivated to go, and you're feeling adventurous and you just want to go out and conquer the world. So I feel like for some of you, it's either this communication that you get that kind of sets you free and you're ready to try love again, or you're ready to give someone a second chance. You're just kind of motivated and you're excited about love again. For those, you know, who meet someone new, it could be that this new person gives you like a new lease on life. It's like they change everything for you. And for some of you, you know, this could be someone who is an earth sign. You have the Queen of Pentacles. This could be male or female. It's like this person comes in and they bring all this excitement, and, you know, I mean, it's lined up with, you know, with the Ace of Cups, I feel like this is all like a little story. This person, this earth sign, male or female, and it could be sun, moon, or rising, is, you know, exactly what you need. This could even be for those who take somebody back, that your partner is the earth sign. But the Queen of Pentacles, you know, it represents abundance. It represents happiness. So again, I just feel like whether this is somebody new or somebody from the past, it's like some type of communication kind of sets you free. For those who just need the closure, and you meet somebody new that gives you kind of a new lease on life, or forgiving somebody that finally owns up to something that they did. You know, this is exactly what you've been waiting for, what you deserve, and you're able to, you know, forgive them and move on together. Okay, Leo, this has been your love reading for October 2016. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.